We've created this business Pro Forma tool for midwifery startups where we can, after a couple interviews, gather all the data we need to enter into this Excel product and produce for you all the documents the bank will require, or anyone interested in financing you, of the questions they're going to have answered before they'll give you money.
We were able to use My Center and take those real numbers and put them into the Pro Forma, so they weren't educated guesses, they were actual numbers. And I think that's where it is so unique compared to if you go online and try to buy a blank Pro Forma and stick your own information in. Pro Formas are not easy, and we worked on it for a very long time to get it to the point that it is today, where it's just a pretty good reflection of what life would be like if you owned a birth center.
We came up with a model that works with Excel that allows us to predict the basic costs, everything from Q-tips, lubricant to the building. And so you wind up with what it costs to ladder those expenses out, your startup fees, and your production units, which are mostly going to be people, and especially the midwives that are involved. But of course, the critical question is, when do we start making a profit? And to have some predictability about what that would be and how long that would take does a number of things, including help you be realistic about your business goals, but it also is the ability to take that kind of information and take it to people who are willing to provide funding.
The Pro Forma tool is a very valuable tool for you to use in determining your costs of opening a birth center or starting your midwifery practice. Not only will it show you what your fees are that you should be charging, but it also shows you where your salary should be, at what point can you add more staff, what you need to purchase the necessary supplies and equipment today versus what your costs will be projected over the next 5 years.
What we have learned over time in working with groups that either want to start a birth center or a private practice is understanding the elements of starting a successful business. And there are 3 key elements. You need to know there's a market out there that's interested in your product. Creating the story is the business plan side, why you think you'll be successful and how. The third part is the Pro Forma. It's the accounting mind, which I'm not really good at, but I know people who are, who can take all these variables about the costs, the expenses, the revenue projections over 5 years, and be able to describe in various analytical methods, what's the cash flow, what's the payroll going to be, and when do you anticipate a profit margin, and by how much?
Our hope is that it's understandable enough. You have the model that was crafted through the consultative process, and that involves also talking to the key members of Grow Midwives, dealing with advice and consult as you go through that process, like how to start a birth center that Leslie may have some very specific information about that no one else really would have that handy. You also have a fundamental understanding of the business side of things. Remember, almost all of us professionals are highly trained, highly skilled, highly focused individuals out to do business. The one thing we're not taught how to do is to do business. We know our profession, but we don't know the business, and this helps put the wheels on the business aspect.